It's Hot 107.9, your dirty J Nick's flyest guy on the radio.
DJ Cash, the fly Haitian kid, I'm in the building.
And we have a fly guy in the building, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, we just have to have him come through.
He's classic.
You know Mr. Classic, man.
What's
Jidenna's
up,
in the building.
What's up,
What's
y'all?
up, bro?
Hey, man, it's great to be here. It's a pleasure, man.
How do you maintain this style of yours with all these suits, man?
You know, it's not hard, bro. You know, how do you guys shop? I can't shop. I hate shopping.
Okay.
I can't stand shopping. I don't read no fashion magazines. I don't go to no fashion shows. I don't know nothing about it. I don't know what's cool, honestly.
Right.
All I do is make my clothes. It's like what Snoop Dogg say, I make my own clothes. That's how I feel, man. I just got to make my own clothes.
Hey, man.
That's all I know. And it's actually, you know, it's part of where I'm from. I'm originally from Nigeria, and the whole the bespoke suits and all
Right.
that's just what we do.
Right.
So you actually, let me make sure I'm not getting twisted so everybody else will be clear. Do you actually make your clothes or you don't actually make your clothes?
No, well, design. I'm
Okay.
not sitting there stitching
Right,
it.
that's
I
what
got
I'm
a
saying, but
great, and I got a tailor out here in Atlanta that I'm going to shout out again. That's another 15% off, Joe. That's Joe's Custom Clothier. That's the homie. He's been great, man. He's tailored most of the suits you've ever seen me in.
Wow.
Or in Nigeria, we call this the up and down, you know, the up and down, just the top and the bottom. Some people call it the captain, but he's tailored like a gang of what I got. But he's right here in Atlanta.
Will we see a line from you as far as clothing? Because you are fashionably correct. You know, some
Yeah,
guys might want their suits to fit a little better than
Fashionably
usual.
correct?
Yeah, fashionably correct.
Yeah, you know, the 99% of rappers and artists' clothing lines fail.
Right.
That's like actually a fact. That's not like a
Right.
exaggeration. So you know, of course people are like, yo, you got to do it. But I'm just plotting it right because I want to do it in a certain way. So I'll definitely get into fashion for sure. I want to study. I want to go to shows. I got to read. I got to shake a lot of hands, meet the family, the royal families of it. Because I don't want to, I've seen how other people do it, and they run up in there and demand things, or they try to do it on their own and put all their money in it. And it's, you know, so many people who've done this. I don't want to do it the same way.
Right.
Right. Do you think at any time in your career or like when people meet you and they see you, does classic man or the style, just because you wear suits, you have a different, you're not that typical, you know, Timberlands and hoodies, does that ever get mistaken for kindness or like or weakness?
Oh, I hope it does. That's my whole plan. Yeah, I done planned this out from a while back. It doesn't usually actually.
Right.
It's the opposite. I remember Charlamagne said it on the Breakfast Club first time I was there. He's like, it's always the guys that want to dress hard or got the extra chains or got the extra tats or got the extra whatever they're doing that just a little bit too much, too flamboyant, they the soft ones. And it's always the ones that be the cleanest. And back in the day, the gangsters used to be the most well-groomed, you know what I'm saying, most tailored. It's just certain signs. So to me, I've never actually got that, but I hope some people think that because then it's easier to just come up and flank them. So I don't mind that, but what I do mind is that people think it's the only thing in my wardrobe. Because I definitely wear T-shirts. Right now I got the ones on right here. I definitely got Cinnamon Tims in the closet. I was just talking about bringing them out. I used to live in Boston.
Okay. And
I went back home for the holidays, visit my mom's. And I was like, I went around all the old homies. I was like, that's when I made the Let Out record with that features Quavo. And I was like, man, I miss this. You know, I miss certain things. Used to be a sneakerhead.
Used to?
Yeah, and then I had I had cornrows, I had dreadlocks before, afro. I went through a lot of different
changes.
Yeah, and it was so for me right now I want to show people more than just the three-piece, but I did want to come in the game with a very specific image and cut through so I didn't have to do a lot of how many mixtapes I got, how many records you heard before Classic Man? None. Right. I'm like the only dude who went in it with that kind of velocity, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to have that speed. So I've done that. I'm in here now. I done met the president 1 year, one song, and so I'm cool with that. But now it's time to show the different layers.
We got tonight's song,